All right, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Chris's Secret Podcast. Probably change the name here soon, but this is an episode that is a little different than normal. I'm very, very, very excited about. Well, actually, I'm kind of nervous about, but excited to show it here today. I'm currently driving. If you're watching this, you can tell. I'm currently driving to a property that I own that I just recently evicted the tenants from, and I have not seen what the condition of the property is. So we are headed there right now, just a few minutes away. And don't really know what I'm about to be getting myself into. So excited to share it with everybody here today on the podcast. So if you are just listening, I do apologize for the audio quality. I'm just recording this using one of my AirPods. I just put in my ear, so that is what the audio quality is coming from. But wanted to document me kind of showing the good, bad, and the ugly of being a landlord. And so this is probably one of the ugly parts of being a landlord. So anywho, and if you're just listening as well and you want to actually see me, I'm going to turn the camera around and walk into the property and show what the place looks like. First reactions. So if you want to watch the condition that my tenants that I just evicted left the property in, make sure to go check it out on YouTube, or I believe also on Spotify. You can watch it as well. So anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the show. And also, please remember to like, comment, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun junk. I drop new podcast episodes every single Tuesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And you can listen to it on Apple, or you can watch it on both YouTube and Spotify. And if you don't have the patience or the interest to sit through a full episode that I record, you just want to check out kind of the short form content of it, you can find those on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. I just post short form content from the episodes there. So without further ado, I guess I'll give a very quick backstory on this situation with this property, and then probably by the time I'm done, I will be there and we can flip the camera around and we can actually go through and you can see play by play of the condition that they hopefully left it in decent condition, but I'm a little nervous. So basically, this property's been a little bit of a pain in the butt for me. Purchased it, I don't know, about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago at this point. I actually bought the house. Then a few minutes after I closed on the house, I went and bought a Turo car. And then the next morning, I ended up quitting my W-2 job and starting Arsenal Fleet with my little brother. So I had a lot of things all happening all at the same time. And so kind of the intentions of this property were to move into it and live there as a primary residence. It has two houses on one property. And so the goal was to live in the small house and then rent out the main house or the big house. And so I was kind of doing that and then I was also trying to Airbnb it at the same time. And anyways, long story short, since I quit my job and then was doing the Arsenal Fleet stuff pretty quickly after I'd started Arsenal Fleet, it was required or necessary for me to be out in Denver a lot more than expected. So was kind of Airbnb-ing the place while I wasn't there. I can go into Airbnb and kind of my thoughts on that at another episode, but basically it was too much of a pain in the butt, and I was just spending way too much money trying to remotely manage an Airbnb property, because if there's the smallest little thing that you need to get done to the property, you have to pay somebody to do it. So then I had one of my Airbnb cleaners had a relative that was moving to Jacksonville and wanted to move into the property. And so I kind of, in hindsight, foolishly let them move into the place. They were not the best of tenants. They had a dog, of course, the day or two before they were moving in. They're like, oh, the dog is pregnant. It's going to have 6 puppies. So there were 7 dogs living there. So it's cool because I got a bunch of extra money for the pet rent, but it was annoying because there's a bajillion dogs there. And so, and then they were complaining that there were bugs. And I was like, well, you have 7 dogs there with dog food all over the ground. I paid for one of these pest control people to come out there and look at it. And they're like, there's not an infestation. It's very normal. And also you guys have dog food in dog water bowls all over the ground. So I don't know what you expect. So ended up coming to an agreement to get them out of the property because they were kind of grossed out with the bugs, and I just wanted them out of the property because they were more of a headache than it was worth to keep them in. And so they left, and then I got a new set of tenants in and was a little nervous about them because the area that I'm renting this property out of it's a very nice neighborhood. It's honestly the nicest neighborhood that I own a house in. However, it is the nicest neighborhood in a not nice town. So the clientele here is kind of hard to find super great tenants. Most people don't have a good credit score or a lot of income. And so these people were moving from Virginia down to North Carolina, needed a place to live. And so they were looking to move into this place. And so when they were going through the process, their credit scores were actually better than I thought they were going to be. Their credit scores were both over 650, which is my requirement for moving into the place. However, I still required a co-signer for some reason. I think because they didn't have any prior landlord to vouch for them, or no, it was because they didn't have the income that I typically would require. That's what it was, because they were moving, so they were in between jobs, so they didn't have any proof of income they could show. So I required a co-signer. Felt pretty good about them, honestly, but once they moved in, it was very apparent that they were not going to be able to pay the rent on time. And so every month was just a headache hassling them for the rent checks. I use something called Turbo Tenant. So it makes it kind of nice because Turbo Tenant will just request the money from them automatically and then also charge them the late fee. And so you don't have to deal with the whole oh, I can't pay on time, can you wait a few days? No, you're just getting charged late fee. It's in the system. Nothing I can do about it, yada yada. And so anyways, after the third or fourth month, maybe it was 6 months after they had been there, and 1 month they pay on time, next month they wouldn't pay on time. Eventually, and I'd already had to send one, what is it called, a pay or quit notice, which is basically just if they miss rent after the 5th day that they're late, in order to start the eviction process, you have to send them a notice or a letter, and I think it's called a pay or quit letter, or quit or pay letter, something like that. And it's basically a letter saying, hey, you have 10 days to either pay the rent or move out. And if you don't pay the rent or move out, the eviction process is going to start. Then it's going to stay on the record for, I think, 7 years, something like that. And so I'd already just sent that letter once. They ended up paying on time, or paying within that 10-day grace period, thankfully. And so, let's see. Sorry, I've got some construction up in the road, so I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be going. Okay, they're waving me on. Thank you. Hello. Got a bunch of contract people on the road. And so anyways, I'd already sent that letter once, and then it was the second time I was doing it, and they just had their car repossessed because the dude that lived there, couldn't get his finances straight, and then the lady there also couldn't get her finances straight, and then the co-signer was pissed because she co-signed for these people that are about to get evicted. So anyways, the second time I had to send that notice, they were trying anyway, hell or high water, to be able to stay there but not pay rent. And so anyways, long story short, ended up having to get them to move out. Now, it ended up being pretty good because they didn't, I didn't have to go through the full eviction process, but I say all that to say, I'm now here. And I can already say the grass is massively overgrown. So I know they moved out a few days, or probably a few weeks ago, but let me just switch around the camera. All right, well, here we are, y'all. You can maybe see how massively overgrown they left the grass. Doesn't look as bad on camera, but I can promise you it's not ideal. Oh, geez, look. All right, well, I don't even know what this plant is, but we're just gonna, and then, what's this? There's a notice or a letter. I don't know. Well, all right. So anyways, sorry for the podcast listening, people, but there's ivy growing all over. Honestly, if you're listening to this, you should just... Do what? Yeah, you can leave it. Yeah, honestly, if you're listening to this, you should just stop and jump over. Yeah, look at this. This is crazy. They just left it a disaster. Or at least they left the... they definitely did not cut the grass. That's a fact. So, yeah, no, look at that. Terrible. All right, well, we are looking at now, I don't think that's a big deal, just some dirt on the window. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna go on into the house. And
oh, did you have a swing here?
I used to, yeah. I took it down. Why?
Okay, I didn't know.
All right. All right, here we go. Pray to God. All right, so.
They didn't turn them on?
I don't know. So jeez. All right, well, let's see. So I guess electrical is not yet turned back on. I called and wanted to have it turned on. So they broke this.
Are you kidding me?
So that's fun. So already gonna have to deal with that with the security deposit. Yeah, electric's still out. So this is a bed. That is disgusting.
Ew.
And not worth keeping. Walls in here look fine, so that's good. Got this gross little thing. All right, and then moving on to, let's see. I guess we will go to, yeah, that's so annoying.
That's really annoying.
We got a bug flying around in here. So this is the next room. Chairs.
They just left all of their furniture.
Yeah.
Is that your mini fridge?
Got bugs on that. Yeah, that is my mini fridge. And this all looks kind of fine. This room's good. So far, it's just that hole in the wall. That's annoying.
Another mattress
Ew.
in here. Oh my god, but still, what the heck?
So they left these. Let's see if it comes off. Oh, yeah,
Wait,
we're chilling.
What did they do, though?
We're
I'm
chilling.
really confused.
They must have hung posters and then
Just
it ripped off.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's more of this over here.
great. And then they left the mattress, so that's lovely.
Dude, you're paid to space for clothes.
Ew. The hair on the ground. Yeah, they're definitely not getting the security deposit back. That's easy. Now we have to decide if we have to go after them for more money. Ew, look at that. There's a freaking roach in the toilet.
Ew, that's gross.
This is, oh, it's alive too, so let's see if it flushes. Bye, roach. That's nasty. All right. And then
Table.
it's actually kind of a nice TV stand out of everything they ruined here. They left a purse here. Maybe it has money. All right.
I'm confused why they left furniture.
Yeah, well.
Why would they leave furniture?
Yeah, look at this. I mean, they're definitely. Ew, what the frick? Creepy little dolls left behind. Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, well, all right. Bugs. Hopefully, yeah, I mean, this place is pretty bad. I mean, it's not the worst. It could be a lot worse, but definitely not ideal.
There's so many bugs.
There's so many bugs, though.
It's so
I'm
gross.
shocked at how many bugs there are. They did leave, apparently, the washer and dryer, so that's actually kind of sick.
And charcoal.
And charcoal, I'll take that. And then,
The fridge.
oh, Jesus, not really.
Oh, I'm not cleaning that.
Nope, we're not cleaning that at all. We are.
Oh, yeah, that reeks.
Yeah, it smells so bad. I mean, they're paying for a new fridge. Yeah, it's disgusting. So, yeah, anyways, I would say it's probably worse than I thought it was going to be.
Definitely. All front pissed me off.
Yeah, no, that they're, I mean, it's just annoying because now I have to
Also,
freaking,
you can't take pictures right now because the electric's not on.
yeah, I'll just do a walkthrough. It's just annoying that now I have to take them to small claims court. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
You can't, like, the place is a disaster.
That's disgusting. That fridge is bad.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, I guess I'll be calling them tomorrow and explaining the situation.
Can I hang out with time?
Yeah, you're good. I'll do a quick walkthrough for the video, but all right. Well, anyways, y'all, that's pretty much it of this episode. Was worse than I thought it was going to be. It kind of actually sucks. So, I'm not like a good, I guess, reaction YouTuber person, but yeah, it sucks. It's just annoying. So now I'm going to have to call them tomorrow, try and get them to pay, which is not going to go well because they're broke, and just have their car repossessed and all this fun stuff. So now I'm going to have to. I mean, they're definitely not getting their security deposit back, but the security deposit was only $1,500, I think. I might have had them pay 2 months rent. I can't remember. Hopefully, pray to God I did, but I don't think I did. So now I'm going to have to go after them in small claims court, which is going to go nowhere, but, we can try. And then, I mean, thankfully, a new refrigerator's only, I say only a couple $100. Fixing the walls is going to be also a couple $100. And then removing all of their furniture and whatnot is also going to be a couple $100. So their security deposit will come close to covering it all, but they also still owe money for rent. So anyways, long story short, we will be dealing with this now for the next few days. So that'll be fun. But anyways, all right, y'all. If you like what I'm doing, if you like to see not just the good but the bad and the ugly of dealing with all this bullshit, all this all this stuff. Please make sure to like, comment, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, figure out some ways to make. I can't even say that right now because this is not passive at all. I'm fucking dealing with just idiots. So figure out some ways to make money other than having to evict people. So peace, y'all.